is on the same page, same slide. Okay. So that being said, so our today's topic is how to present your work. So here, what I'm going to talk about is primarily assume that you have a project and you are going to present it to somebody else. Now, this is one of my prime jobs at Onarix Labs, that on a weekly basis, I have to convey to the client what is the progress, how we are doing in a certain project, also what are the tasks completed and what are the next tasks to be done. So based on my years of experience, how I have developed those skills, or what are important parts of the presentation, I'd like to explain a few of those today. So what do you think is aim of a presentation? So maybe in the chat box, you can quickly write a single line or so that I can get an understanding of what all you think. I believe you are seeing my second slide where it's a white page, and at the top of the title is, what do you think is aim of a presentation? Yes, cool. So the slide is visible. So just tell me what you think in one line or two. What do you mean by, okay, to give information? Mr. Kadam is saying to showcase your ideas, to present our ideas. Okay. So you are all right. There is one important thing though in that is clarity. So everybody wants to present their idea, but that thought, convey your thoughts in a crisp and clear way, and that is the most important part in all of this. The main reason for this is the person who you are, or the audience who you are talking to. Everybody has a different mindset, a different background from which they are coming. Even if you are from the same class, everybody likes some different topics. It's not that all of you are going to like the same topic. So when somebody is sitting in front of you, and if you are going to start speaking about some topic, they may not be well conversant about that. So to convey your thoughts in a way that confuses in the most minimal way and try to make it crisp and clear is the most important objective of, or aim of your presentation, or that should be aim of your presentation. From my perspective, or in my opinion, there are two parts to it. I am on the next slide where I have a two bullet points: clarity of subject and clarity of presentation. Now, what do we mean by clarity of subject, and what is the clarity of presentation? So clarity of subject is basically whatever you are presenting, how clearly, how lucidly you can convey it, that is the part. And clarity of presentation is basically how efficiently, or with minimal amount of information on the slides, how clutter free you present are the two important aspects of a presentation. These are kind of on vague things. I have just made two bullet points. This is, so clarity of subject and clarity of presentation from my perspective are the two important things. But to how to achieve this, it means most of people might be knowing, okay, clarity of subject important, clarity of presentation, but how to go about it? So what I thought was, let us take up an example, and maybe as we all are electronic students, let us take up an example from that domain and think from that perspective, how can we present this project? So now I'm on a slide where I'm showing an example, present an embedded system project of streetlight controller. So if I want to convey something about this particular project, how should I present things? What kind of things or what kind of slides do I have to put in so that I am able to efficiently and very crisp and clear way convey my thoughts to the person or audience in front of me? So the first and foremost important part of your presentation is objective and achievement. Now this might be a um, new thing for some of you, because many a times presentation, everybody starts with an objective, but that's not the all you should begin with. You should begin with objective as well as achievement. Why I am saying this is, it's like a trailer for the audience, right? The first thing, first 2 minutes of your presentation is the trailer of your movie that's going to follow. So unless and until you tell them what you have achieved, they are not going to be intrigued to listen to you. Correct? So for example, if I want to say, I will like to say something like this. Our aim of was to build an efficient streetlight controller. In our project, we were able to achieve 50% savings in power consumption. This was achieved by adaptively dimming the streetlights when not necessary. Okay, so uh, what? So there are a couple of things in these statements that you should focus on or look at. Your objective is to build a streetlight controller. You have done that. But there are ways to do it. There are thousand ways already people have done it. What is that you have done? You have achieved something. So now I have given some arbitrary example that, okay, there is a 50% power saving or power saving in power consumption. You might have something different, that you have a more compact size, you have thermal efficiency, you can have many other aspects. Whatever is that aspect that you have achieved, you have made a progress in, that is the first thing you should be presenting. Even in the intermediate, so here this you might be saying, Gaurav, come on, this is the final delivery thing. What happens if I am doing something intermediate? So the way I mentioned, that I am going to deliver things every week. Now every week I'm not going to say, okay, this all of this is beautifully done and 50% power consumption saving. I cannot say it in the first week, but still you should be looking your presentation every week from the same lens, from the same perspective. So you should be saying, okay, what have I achieved in this first week? Whatever is that achievement, that should be your part of the first slide, first 2 minutes trailer. Okay, and remember, unless and until you convey this message, nobody is going to understand what you are speaking for the rest of your presentation. So this is the first slide, or first couple of slides are going to be the most prominent slides of your complete presentation. So that being said, okay, now that, okay, people are intrigued, let's believe that audience is keen to understand what you have done. Okay, this is an important subject and I want to know how you have achieved this. Then comes the next part, is setting up the flow. Now what does a setting up of flow consist of? Think it of like a movie. Like the first part was a trailer and now you are entering the movie. If you are entering a movie, you should have something like an establishing shot. So I'll give you an example. So for example, in many movies, English or Hindi or whichever movie, whenever you want to say that the storyline is shifting to England, the most prominent establishing shot that I have seen is a Sardarji with a taxi. You see that thing and you know that you are in England, right? So this is kind of an establishing shot. Though quite funny, you know that, okay, this is what I am going to look at now. I am now in England, and now I'm going to see something next in England. Then comes your storyline. Okay, how does it unfold, and the next of the movie story and takeaway. One important distinction though in a kind of movie and what we want to do in a presentation, we do not want to build suspense. That is the most important thing. So if you see in the first two statements also, we have already given what are your end results, what you have already achieved. People know that. The question then is, the suspense is only how you have achieved it. Okay, and so that is the way you should look into your presentation, that you have a storyline which is trying to, at each and every step, trying to say how that target that you had given in the first slide, how you have achieved that. And finally, the takeaway will be what your learnings were there from that particular project or the steps that you have done. So what does this entail in terms of our example? So this is a possibility that, for example, the establishing shot is your block diagram. So the block diagram of your embedded system, and that has where is the power coming in, how it is controlled, how it is regulated, and then from there, how it is going to the actual either LED or halogen lamps or vapor lamps, whichever are the street lights. How are you doing that? That's the first block diagram. You are going to very minimally explain that block diagram in this establishing shot. The establishing shot is just to give a glimpse of what you have done. Once that is done, the next is storyline. In that, you start explaining, okay, how these blocks are interlinked, how they go hand in hand, how these different pieces of blocks, when patched together, give a complete product. And the last takeaways will be then, what part of that design is the most important thing that you think because of which everything is working so good or in a good way. Please remember one important thing. The audience in front of you, you will have to assume some background for them, and based on that, this you will have to build up. So for example, if the audience in front of you are your colleagues, then you know they are from electronics background, so you should also already assume that they know what a controller means, they know what this design means. Then you should be keen only to take or explain what is the improvement that you have done. So when I'm saying something about the storyline, you should not say anything about how those power controllers or the LEDs, why they glow, and how the connections were made. This is not important. Those are blocks. Those are readily established blocks. You knew them. You have used them. There will be some delta factor that is your improvement, however small that may be. That is the thing on which you are being graded. At least in industry, that is what I am doing a project for. And whatever is that delta improvement, that is the thing you should be highlighting in your storyline and also in your takeaway. Okay, so once these three things are over, you are kind of at the end of your presentation. And then what you should be explaining is what is next. Now, this is also an important task, by the way. From an industry perspective, this is the one of the most important tasks. So we at industry would like to continue the project as long as possible because that benefits both of us. The project also progresses. He gets next phase. We get more project inflow, right? So from your perspective also, when if students are going to tell the teacher, okay, see, we have progressed up till this point, these are our next bullet points, and this is the direction in which I am going to go. Only then they know what you are thinking of. And this has to be the last part of your presentation, where you are either, so if it's a last thing and you are not going to go ahead of it in any way, then instead of what is next, you might be just saying some concluding remarks. But even if it's the last thing, many a times we if we know that the project is going to end, doesn't matter. You should know from this end what are the next steps, how will this improve. And this is an important thing, because so from an industry perspective, even if a client today gets something out of the project, he leaves for the day. 6 months down the line, he will remember, okay, yeah, there was something extra that could be done now, because 6 months down the line, he will have money. He might have used that project. And then based on that, he know, okay, these are the next few steps which I can do and make a further progress. So maybe, for example, we could have said, okay, improve power capacity or improve algorithms to further reduction in power consumption. And these are some examples. But the point I want to convey is, what you want whenever you are presenting is what was the objective, and how you made or how you went through it, and what is the final steps that you are going to take, what are the next steps you want to take. So just to put everything in perspective, the example that we have just saw had objectives and achievements as the first thing. The second was setting up the flow. And the last one was what is next. So this all together has given a kind of flow to your presentation. And I have tried to put it everything in example, but you are always welcome to be creative, right? Because this is just one project. You are always going to have something new at your hand, something different. If it's an image processing based project, it would be different. If it is some algorithmic project, it will be different. But the basic building blocks of presentation, how to achieve clarity of subject, these things I believe are the most important. The flow in which we go is most important. So we have right now seen, I had mentioned two parts: clarity of subject. So in clarity of subject, I have explained a few points saying how to achieve that clarity, how to achieve clarity of subject that you are delivering. Now we will move to in brief about how to achieve clarity of presentation. Okay, and once we do that, what we will I will open up for your questions. We will discuss them, and if you have any specific questions to any specific problems per se, we can talk them as well. Moving ahead, I will go to the clarity of presentation, or how we are going to achieve that. I have tried to be minimalistic here. There can be many do's and don'ts that you are going to find on internet, or even in this uh, class that sir is teaching you. The primary thing that I have seen is, first and foremost, keep your statements short and precise here. So yeah, I was saying that wherever possible, try to keep images or block diagrams for your explanation. And see, an image is an equivalent to 1,000 words, it said. So you can just portray an image and wait for at least 5 to 10 seconds, let it be absorbed by the audience, and then you start speaking about it. It's not necessary that when you look at an image, you start speaking about it directly. So whenever something has been presented, you also have to understand the audience is looking it for the first time, though you have looked at it at 1,000 times. So whenever you present something like images or block diagram, present it, wait for a couple of seconds, and then start your explanation. And whenever you are presenting, try to keep it minimum 20 to 30 minutes, and then try to open up for questions. So, or in between also, if you have anything, you can uh, directly speak. So that with this, I will stop the presentation just to give you a quick overview. What I have spoken up today, spoken on is what is the aim of presentation, primarily how to crisp and a clear way to present your thoughts, how to achieve clarity on subject, and how to achieve clarity in your presentation. So I'll stop here and I'll be open for any questions. You can maybe unmute and ask questions if needed.
Right. You can as well put the question on chat box if there is any issue
Sure.
with mic. No problem. So please go ahead with your questions or sharing whatever you wish to do.
And by the way, feel free because um, I have been where you are right now. I have been sitting in Valchen classes from 2000 to 2005, 2001 to 2005. So I know how it is, what kind of problems we face. I have gone all through all of those things. So feel free, if you don't think that the question is dumb or incorrect, whatever you want to ask, go ahead and ask and let us discuss how it seems. Okay. And again, it may not be very specific to presentations. If you want to ask something from industry, I'll I'll be glad to share whatever I can. Can you show us some good presentation slides? Oh, uh, unfortunately, right now, no, because the presentations that I have are for certain clients. So I'll not be able to show you. But for example, the way which I just presented had good amount of information, had very specific points. It was, I had tried to be as clutter free as possible. I have never pasted. So one of the important things which I forgot to mention, never paste any paragraphs in your presentation. So many a times, at least when I was in college, I had seen this, that people would just copy paste the paragraphs from text online and from Wikipedia and just paste it on their presentation. And after that, it's like up to the audience to figure out what that is. So at least don't make those kind of things. Uh, but I believe whatever I just showed you is a kind of good presentation. Hope that answers. Is there anything else? Okay, great. Thanks, Santosh. Okay.
If you have questions, you please ask the questions. In case
Yeah.
the questions are getting delayed, those who have understood something out of this session, they can tell us what is the takeaway of this session to you. What did you like?
Can you tell us what exactly makes the presentation monotonous, or how do we keep the viewers interested? Ah, okay. So this is an interesting question. Now that how do you basically make things interesting? So whenever you are trying to present, what you should be looking at is the feedback from your audience. unfortunately, in the medium that I am right now, I am not getting a very good feedback, because when I am presenting, I do not see the screen, which so I could not see the chat box.
I
But
think you can switch off your video then. Probably you will be able
no,
to see.
now I am able to see. But when I was presenting a couple
Okay,
of
okay.
minutes back,
Uh-huh.
that time I was not.
Yes, yes, yes.
So,
That's
but so sorry, sorry for deviating. So to make things interesting, the first thing is you have to look at your audience and see how they are responding. So that is your feedback mechanism. Is if you are going on a monotonous path, you can easily find out a person who is yawning in the audience. Once you figure that, you must understand that it's your mistake that he is yawning. Okay, so always remember, if somebody is getting bored in the audience, whatever you are just saying is not correct. You have to improve on that. Secondly, to make it interesting, first, one of the important part is the things need to be connected very well. So a person should not feel that the slide before and the slide that you are presenting right now are completely different. They do not are not in sync. They are not connected at all. If such a thing happens, then basically the viewer's interest goes away, and the moment it goes away, it becomes monotonous, or it just forgets what you are speaking. So yeah, I believe these two might be a good takeaways: the feedback mechanism that you should be looking for, and trying to make things connected as much as possible. Hope that answers Santosh Singh. Okay. How to break the ice between us and audience? Okay. Now that is a very vague question, Umesh. So I to break an ice between us and audience is completely depends upon who you are presenting. So if people who are presenting, you do not know them at all, then this is the first thing that you want to engage with them. You may be starting with some joke or something, like some relevant fact that you have just gone through, and then maybe then divert their attention to what you are speaking to. But if primarily you are speaking with somebody who is knows you, and who is discussing with you on a regular basis, and mostly presentations, do believe me that you will be giving presentations mostly in this format. Okay, so you will be giving some progress reports, or you will be giving some details of how you have implemented certain things. So your main focus will be on that front. So in that case, mostly breaking ice between you and audience is not much of a requirement, because you know the audience, and audience knows you. So I believe when it's a completely um, talk, so kind of a talk which you are giving to an unknown audience, that time I believe this is very important, and there can be various ways based on what topic you are speaking, what kind of audience you are dealing with. Thank you, Umesh, for the question. Okay, I think there seem to be no more questions right now, at least.
any questions, students? You can tell the takeaways that you had due to this session. Your feedback. What did you learn out of this? What was new to you? And what will you follow? Whatever you got as the takeaway of this session, you will try to follow that. So please tell those things.
Maybe in a statement or two, not necessarily the
Yeah, you
exact
can
words
enable
that
your mic also if you want. No issue. Hello.
I
Shall we
think
share the takeaways? Otherwise, we'll take a pause.
everybody is good. I think, sir.
Yeah, yeah. I think I'll share the takeaways. What I You must engage the audience. Keep things simple. Yes, yes, yes. I think you
Thank you.
summarized. I think. Good, good.
Thank you, Umesh.
Okay.
So
Great. Good.
thank you, Aditi. Rajendra,
Yes, yes.
no, 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 don't go for a form and send a feedback. The feedback here is good enough.
They are students of digital area, Gaurav.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Santosh. Thank you, everybody. Okay. Sir, so should we stop here or how should we go ahead
Yeah,
from
yeah.
here?
I will share my takeaway.
Okay. I'll mute myself.
Uh, yeah, yeah. As you might have seen or experienced, that his pace was appropriate. The pace at which we typically listen the words and then interpret that the meaning of those words, the pace was appropriate. You might have understood that. His pronunciation was very clear. It was not something that we cannot make meaning out of that. And he was not doing something in between. He was very clear. It was a lucid kind of presentation. And there were very clear slides, readable text, no fancy font, whatever is minimalistic thing, and also logo was there at the right place, appropriate. So these are the things we should have observed. You might have observed that, but please note that we will again come to these points. We will have some practice on these points also. But this is a live demo of how a presentation should be by and large. Presentations, as you know, can be of different types, but this is what we will require in our profession most of the time. So we will stick to this as a major case. Is this right, Gaurav?
Yes, yes, absolutely, sir.
Yes.
And just to, I don't know, I hope this motivates you. So remember, I was also a part of you where you sit right now. I have done very similar mistakes that sir just mentioned, that whenever I don't understand something, or even if I don't understand the question, or I don't know what to answer, I would just keep filling it by and then maybe after a pause of 5 seconds I was able to answer. There could be very straight away answers saying, okay, I may not be able to answer it right now. I will take a look at it and give give back the feedback or answer later on. Or you may be pausing for 5 seconds, think about it, and then answer. There could be very simple things which you can do to avoid clutter, or to move at a much faster pace. A simple reason I would like to give you for that is, when, so for example, now every week I have 3 or 4 calls with my US clients. Now when I speak with them, their English is has a different tone. I, being an Indian, I have a different tone. When I speak with them, I have to be really, really slow. Otherwise, whatever words I am uttering, they do not get conveyed to them. Wherever I pause or wherever I do a break, that is really important for them to understand and think about it. If I speak really fast, they just ask me to stop and say things again. And this has happened to me in my early days, and from that I have learned it's a good thing that you have such a course in place right now, from which you are able to learn it upfront. Thank you.
Yes, that was great actually. This will be quite useful to our students. And overall, it was a good activity because now you got chance to connect to present students. Now you must be feeling good. Yes or no, Gaurav?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's always a good feeling to get
Yeah,
connected
yeah,
with the present students.
sure.
Right, right. So we all thank Gaurav for being with us and sharing his thoughts, how he conducts the presentations and answering our queries. So thanks, Gaurav. Thank you very much for being with us. And we will also have a few more sessions based on the students' demand and students' sharing. May
Sure,
not be exactly for presentation, but some other field in which you are good at, expert. So we can
sure,
give them some inputs so that it will be useful for their career.
sure. I would definitely like to do that.
Good, good. That will be a great thing. So shall we take a break, a pause, students? The time is almost up, so you'll get some time before you get engaged in some other lecture or some other activity. Okay, okay. So we'll have a pause and have a nice day.
Okay, sir. I'll leave then.
Yes.
Bye bye. Thank you all.
Okay, okay. Good. Thank you, Gaurav. So let us take a pause.